Hi everybody, welcome to day 23 of 4 weeks to feel better. 30 days of inspiration with spinning arrow yoga and holistic healing. I'm Alex, I'm the founder of Spinning Arrow Yoga, and tonight we have got a mindfulness practice for you. So mindfulness is originally from the Buddhist tradition. It's an ancient Buddhist practice, and although, like many of the other practices that we have shared together over the last few weeks, although ancient, it has just as much relevance to our lives nowadays as it did many years ago. So it's all to do with waking up, with living in harmony with yourself and with the world. It's about self-inquiry, questioning your view of the world and about your place within the world, and then cultivating gratitude and appreciation for every moment that we live in, and for the fullness and the richness of every moment that we are alive. It has to do with being in touch with yourself, in touch with the world around you, with all other beings in the world around you, and it's our ordinary waking state, according to the Buddhist tradition, our normal, everyday sort of me being, according to Buddhism, it's a very limited and very limiting way of being. It's more like being in a dream than being awake. We move through the day without really paying any attention to what we're doing, and things overwhelm us. We feel like sometimes we just get swept away by the things going on around us, by other people, by our own emotions. And meditation really helps you to wake up from this automatic kind of dream state, this almost unconscious, just moving through life without having much idea of what's kind of going on around you, really, and it really encourages you to live a life of greater harmony and wisdom and peacefulness. So mindfulness is really just paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, to the present moment, and being non-judgmental when you are being in that present moment, and when you're paying attention, and paying attention non-judgmentally, it really helps to foster, to nurture a greater awareness. You can gain more clarity. You also just find yourself coming to a place where you can accept the present moment, where you can say, yes, okay, this is happening, and I'm just going to watch it. I'm just going to see it unfold, and know that life is just a series of moments, and that if we aren't present for many of those moments, if we just move through our day without paying attention to the little things, then we can miss a lot of things that are valuable, and we can also miss the opportunities for growth, the opportunities for transformation, to change, to become different, to be maybe not massively enlightened, but to just feel a little better and feel more aligned with who you want to be. And you know, a lot of the way that we move through our days is driven by fear. We don't take risks. We don't speak up for ourselves and for others. We don't do that thing we really wanted to do because somebody else might think something of us, or we don't have enough time, we don't have enough money, we don't have enough. And mindfulness really just brings you back and provides a route for you to get out of that rut, that feeling stuck, that feeling unable to move forward and to do the things that you want to do. And you know, it puts you back in touch with your own wisdom, with your own vitality, your sense of life, and it helps you to take charge and to follow your true direction, and to improve the quality of your life, the quality of your relationships, just by having this appreciation for the present moment and cultivating, you know, a relationship with the present moment, by just every day taking time to just appreciate it and just to notice it, and rather than taking life for granted and just saying every day, well, not even really noticing that you're alive. It's really noticing, and it's like an art of living consciously, of being aware, of being present, of seeing everything as it is and accepting it, and just rolling with it, but in a way that it's not rolling over you, but you are part of it. So today we're going to practice the mountain meditation. So just invite you now to come to a comfortable seat, and we'll just gently come into our breath. So you might want to close your eyes or just have a gentle gaze in front of you. If you have your eyes open, try not to burn a hole in what you're looking at, just a really soft gaze, and feel yourself rooting down through your sit bones. Feel yourself connecting with that earth energy, that support, that solid foundation. And then rising up tall through the spine, all the way to the crown of the head. And then inhale, roll the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, out through the mouth, roll the shoulders down, away from the ears. And again, inhale. And exhale. Deep cleansing breaths. One more, inhale. And exhale. So roll those shoulders down. Relax those shoulders away from the ears, and then bring the hands to rest on the knees, palms facing upwards. And just come to your breath. Feel the gentle inhale moving in through your nose, and the warm exhale gently moving out through your nose. And just allow yourself to breathe naturally, your breath to move in and out spontaneously, without too much control. And when it comes to meditation, mountains really have a lot to teach us. They're sacred places where people have often gone to seek spiritual guidance, to get away from the stresses and the pressures of everyday life. Mountains are often places where the gods reside, where spiritual leaders can encounter the divine, they can encounter God and receive God's wisdom, the wisdom of the divine. They rise above all else on the earth, beckoning and overwhelming sometimes with their sheer presence, their fortitude. They're a place of vision where you can see so much of the natural world just by standing and looking. And by holding an image of the mountain in your mind's eye, your body can feel revitalized, freshened. And it can just remind you why you have come to sit in meditation in the first place, and why we meditate, what it means to meditate. To dwell in a realm of non-doing, to reside in a place of stillness and presence. So picture now the most beautiful mountain that you know, or that you can imagine. One whose form speaks to you personally. And as you focus on the image or on the feeling of the mountain in your mind's eye, just notice its shape. See its peak, towering high, and its base rooted in the rock of Mother Earth. Picture its slopes. Are they gently rising, or are they steep and sheer? And just notice how massive it is, how unmoving, how beautiful, whether you are close or whether you are seeing it from afar. There is a beauty emanating from its unique shape and form, and yet it embodies all the universal qualities of mountainness. Perhaps your mountain has snow at the top and trees on the lower slopes. Perhaps it has one prominent peak, or maybe a series of peaks, or even a high plateau. However it appears, just sit and breathe with the image of this mountain, observing it, noticing its qualities. And when you feel ready, and you feel like you have sat with this mountain outside of you, see if you can begin to bring this mountain into your body. So that your body and the mountain in your mind's eye become one. Become that mountain. Your head is that lofty peak, and your shoulders and arms the sides of the mountain. Your buttocks and legs are the solid base, rooted to the floor, rooted to the earth. Experience your body elevated, uplifted, and feel that energy moving down through your spine, rooting you into the earth as you rise. And now invite yourself to become a breathing mountain, unwavering in your stillness. And just be completely what you are, beyond words, beyond thought. Just a centered, grounded, unmoving, rooted presence. And imagine, as you are this mountain, throughout the day, the sun travels through the sky, but the mountain just sits, watching, breathing, while the light and the shadow and colors change moment to moment. The mountain remains still and unchanged. And as the night changes, and night follows day, and day follows night, the mountain just sits, simply being itself. It remains still as the seasons flow, as they move into one another. And as the weather changes with every moment, and day by day, the mountain is calm, abiding in still presence, simply watching the changes. And in summer, there is no snow on the mountain, except perhaps for at the very peak, or in those places shielded from the sunlight. In the autumn, the trees on the mountain flourish in beautiful shades of color, while in winter, the mountain is covered with a blanket of snow and ice. And then in spring, the ice begins to thaw, the snow melts, and the water trickles slowly down the mountainside. And still the mountain remains unchanged, calm and peaceful in its stillness. And yet in any season, it may be shrouded in fog or clouds. It may be pelted by freezing rain. And yet, here it stands. Even if it cannot be seen, it is still present. It just sits, being itself. And when spring comes, the birds sing in the trees once more, and leaves return to those trees which lost them. The flowers bloom in the high meadows, and on the slopes the streams overflow with the melting of the winter snow. And through all this change, the mountain continues to stand, unmoved, unwavering. No matter what happens on the surface, at its core, it remains the same. So as we sit holding the image of this beautiful mountain in our minds, we too can embody that same unwavering stillness, that same groundedness and rooted feeling in the face of everything that changes, everything that moves in our lives over the seconds, the hours, the weeks, the months and the years. In our lives, we experience that constant changing of nature, the constant changing of our mind, of our body, and of the outer world, experiencing periods of light and those of darkness, those of vivid, vibrant color, and those of foggy dullness. We experience the storms of varying intensity and violence in both the outer world and in our own minds and lives. We endure these periods of darkness and pain and savor the moments of joy and the feeling of being uplifted. And even though our appearance changes constantly, just like the mountain's surface, by becoming the mountain, we link up with its strength and energy and stability, and we can adopt these qualities inside ourselves to call them our own. using its strength and energies to support us in our lives, to encounter each moment with mindfulness and with clarity, helping us to see that our thoughts and feelings, our encounters, our preoccupations, and our emotional states, the storms and the crises, even the things that happen to us, are just like the weather on the mountain, and they shall pass. Although we may take it personally, the actions of others and how those actions affect our emotions, these are impersonal. And this weather of our lives is not to be ignored or denied, but simply encountered, felt, acknowledged, seen for what it is, and held in awareness. And by holding it in this way, we can come to know a greater stillness, a greater silence, and a deeper wisdom, even within the storms. Mountains have this to teach us. And just as this image of the mountain can help us to become more stable, we remember that as human beings we are more complex. We are breathing, moving, dancing mountains. And we can be simultaneously solid as a rock, firm and unmoving, and yet also soft and gentle and flowing. And we have a vast range of potential at our disposal. We can see and feel, know and understand, learn, grow, and heal. Especially if we learn to listen to the inner harmony of things and hold that solid, firm center, just as the mountain. And when the birds vanish into the sky and the last clouds drain away, we sit together, the mountain and me, until only the mountain remains. I invite you to take a deep inhale and a gentle exhale out through the mouth. And as you come back into the room, bring with you some of that stability, that groundedness, and that feeling of uplift, of pure presence, and the ability to just watch and observe as the things around you move and change as you change. But know you have an ability to remain still, to remain peaceful, to move with the day but not be moved by it. To be everlasting. But also to remember that everything changes, that nothing is permanent. And one day, just like the mountain, we may crumble, we may fall, but we have the ability to rise again. With our foundation strongly rooted in the nourishing energy of the earth. And just gently begin to blink your eyes open. And as you move through the rest of your day, just begin to observe. Can you begin to carry the mountain and the image of the mountain with you in your daily life? Can you see this mountain in others? And can you allow them their own shape and form? As each mountain, each of us, is uniquely ourselves. And by carrying this image throughout our day, we foster that ability to sit in the face of adversity, in the face of difficulty, to dwell in stillness when the storms are battering us. And we can learn to reside in this place of peace. So, I invite you to practice, and thank you very much for joining me, those of you who've tuned in. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. And if you're watching this in the evening, have a peaceful night's sleep and a beautiful day tomorrow. So we'll just close just by bringing our hands together, our thumbs to our third eye. And here we just invite in that clarity of thought, that ability to observe without judgment, without attachment, and to see things clearly. Inhale. Exhale and bring the thumbs to the throat, the fingertips to gently brush the lips. And here we just ask for the ability to speak to ourselves kindly and to others kindly, to speak our truth, grounded in the present moment. As you exhale, bring the hands down to heart center, where here we just remember our innate capacity to approach ourselves and others with understanding, with compassion and with love, and to do so by observing just as the mountain observes, so that we may come to a place of understanding, so that we may come to a place of love. Take an inhale. Exhale. Namaste. Thank you very much, everybody. I wish you a lovely rest of your day, and I hope you'll join me again tomorrow. All right.